Good evening and welcome to ABC 31 News tonight. I'm Scott Beadle. The Louisiana State Police at Troop E spent time with some appreciative students who paid them a visit. ABC 31's Joanna Phillips has tonight's big story.
The JAG program students at Tioga High School do a community service project once a year, and this year, they decided their project would be for the Louisiana State Police officers at Troop E. They put together goodie bags for the officers to show their appreciation for law enforcement.
In the bags, it's a lifesaver to remind you that you are one, Smarties to give you wisdom for those split-second decisions, Starburst for the burst of energy you need, Gum to help your unit stick together, Tootsie Rolls to help you roll with the punches, Peppermint Patties to help you keep your cool, Dum Dums because you deal with the many of them, Payday because you aren't doing this for the money, Laffy Taffy to remind you that laughter is a great stress reliever, and Hershey Kisses to show you one love for all you do.
In return, a few of the troopers spoke to the students about their experiences throughout life, before and after they started their careers. The students were also taken outside to view a rollover crash simulator and were able to take a tour of the inside of a state police vehicle. JAG, Jobs for America's Graduates, is a national program designed to target at-risk students and assist them in graduating through a state program where they learn various career and job skills.
We just didn't want them to show up and, give us some goodie bags. We wanted to give them something in return. And so just to speak to them about law enforcement and how we appreciate the good citizens out there, that as much as we appreciate it, they are too. Showed them a rollover demonstration about seatbelt safety, talked to them about that, and about drinking and driving. And now they're getting a tour of state police, or see a state police unit, and see what that encompasses. Whenever you have an opportunity to interact with young people like this, you need to do so and develop a relationship with them so they know that we are somebody that they can rely on.
Joanna Phillips, ABC 31 News.
Another crash in central Louisiana kills a Leesville man on a motorcycle early this morning in what state police describe as a high-speed crash. They've identified the rider as 22-year-old Austin Chandler. Troopers say it happened on Highway 121 east of Hicks in Vernon Parish. They say he lost control and hit a bridge guardrail. Then he hit a highway sign and was thrown from the bike. There have been several deaths involving motorcycles in just the last few weeks in our area. Another Alexandria man is arrested for murder in connection with a heroin overdose death. 39-year-old Derek Dwayne Berry is charged with murder of 21-year-old Colby Knapp, who Alexandria police say died of a fentanyl-related overdose while trying heroin. Knapp died last Sunday, and Berry was arrested yesterday. Authorities say this fulfills a promise by Rapides Parish law enforcement and prosecutors to charge suspected drug dealers with murder in connection with overdose deaths. Berry was already in jail for other drug charges when arrested for that murder. The Central Louisiana American Red Cross held a training session today for anyone interested in helping residents who are recently affected by that severe weather.
Some of these individuals are in places where we're not sure whether they're doing okay or not. So we have caseworkers out there in the field, riding around, checking on people. We also, again, are training for disaster services, so therefore people will be prepared when the disasters hit. If you're going to be out working, we ask that you be 18 years of age, and we do need you to come out and help volunteer.
FEMA Corps is a residential service program for 18 to 24-year-olds that is 10 months long. You sign up, you get a year of service out of one of 5 campuses across the country, essentially learning about our nation's disaster response and training and helping that work out, whether it be through Red Cross or FEMA or anything like that.
For more information, you can visit redcross.org/Louisiana. You can also visit nationalservice.gov to learn more about AmeriCorps and FEMA Corps. We're looking at some just about perfect conditions heading into our weekend. Chief Meteorologist Chris Summers is here with a look at your weather now.
Hey Scott, yeah, definitely looking at some very nice weather as we get into the weekend. Very spring-like around the area. Even some summer-like temperatures returning to our region by Sunday and Monday. Even today saw highs into the mid-70s. Late this afternoon, a few degrees above where we were yesterday, but still just a couple degrees. below our normal highs for this time of year, which is normally the mid-70s here in central Louisiana. So we'll see a lot of sunshine over the weekend, a little bit warmer too as we get to your Saturday. Should be close to 80 by Saturday afternoon. Still more sunshine, continued warm for Sunday into the low 80s in most areas, and keeping the warm weather around even early next week. Could see some storm chances return by about Tuesday, but even with the storm chances around, looks like temperatures stay pretty warm into early next week as we'll keep our highs into the mid 80s through about Wednesday or Thursday next week. So very looking like this weekend anyway, some very nice weather, and even by early next week we're seeing more summer-like temperatures back in our forecast. And we'll talk more about that with your weekend forecast coming up in just a few more minutes.
The flag over the state capitol in Baton Rouge flies at half-staff until sunset today to honor the late Mike Tinarello, former state representative. He served from 1984 to 1988, representing Wynne, Jackson, and Bienville parishes. He was 72. He died on Wednesday after a lengthy illness. The Heart of Louisiana Humane Society strives to rescue and find animals loving forever homes through adoption events.
Petco has just been wonderful to us. They house some of our cats there all the time. They've got a cat adoption center, and that's right, Gideon. They've just been wonderful. We're there twice a month, sometimes more than that. They always open their arms and welcome us, and we've adopted hundreds of animals over the past couple of years through Petco.
To learn more about adoption events, pets who are available for adoption, or about the Heart of Louisiana Humane Society, you can visit their Facebook page. The Central Louisiana Regional Chamber of Commerce released an email to chamber member businesses shortly after the severe weather. The chamber is offering information to their business members who have sustained storm damage. They're providing contact information for government agencies, roofing companies, contractors, debris removal companies, and other agencies who might be able to help at this time. The third annual Dirty South Cup Call, Mug Show, and competition began today at the River Oaks Square Arts Center. It's a national ceramics call and competition of cups, mugs, tea bowls, and tumblers that showcases the many things that can be accomplished with ceramics. To learn more, you can visit the River Oaks Square Arts Center or their websites. Still ahead, reaction from around the globe after President Trump orders nearly 60 missiles fired at a Syrian airbase. Plus, the latest out of Sweden, where a hijacked truck rams into a crowd of shoppers, killing and injuring many all in a busy market area. The details next.
If you want to stay on top of your health, one simple thing to do
is take the pledge to go and get screened for the cancers that might affect you.
So stand up, cancer, and take the pledge and get screened now.org.
It only takes a minute to take care of yourself,
and nothing rhymes with org.
Terror in Sweden after a truck rams into people in Stockholm, killing and injuring people walking along a busy shopping strip. A photo of a person of interest has been circulated by police. 4 people are reported dead, with 15 hospitalized. ABC's Stephanie Ramos has the latest.
Chaos and terror in Sweden after a driver slammed a truck into a crowd of people, then crashing it into an upscale department store in the heart of the capital. Swedish authorities say the driver hijacked the beverage truck while it was being unloaded nearby, sped off down a long stretch of road, ramming into people, lampposts, anything in its path.
You could actually see bodies lying on the street, and I could see the police covering a body with an orange blanket.
The attack sparking mass panic. People seen here running from the area. Stockholm's main train station evacuated.
There were blood everywhere. There were bodies on the ground everywhere. And the sense of panic, people standing by their loved ones.
Rescue vehicles racing to the scene where police say nearly a dozen people lay on the ground hurt. Armed police officers now patrolling the streets from the ground and in the air as Swedish authorities look to question this man seen in the area at the same time of the attack. The Swedish government calling this a deadly terror attack.
The government is informed of the situation, and I'm getting continuous updates. We support all the authorities that are working on this, and we are asking the public to be alert and listen to police advice.
Stockholm police tell ABC News one person who was involved in the attack has been arrested. Stephanie Ramos, ABC News, New York.
Reaction from allies has been generally positive after the U.S. missile strike on a Syrian airbase, but the response from Russia, Syria's longtime strategic partner and arms supplier, has been swift and bitter. The Kremlin is calling President Trump's air raid, quote, an obvious act of aggression. ABC's Molly Hunter has more from the Middle East.
The honeymoon is over and Russia is furious. In today's special session at the UN Security Council, Russia and the U.S. went head-to-head.
A flagrant violation of international law and an act of aggression.
Now the Pentagon investigating if Russia knew or assisted in the brutal chemical weapons attack. The Russians, key backers of President Assad, dismissing the idea, vowing to strengthen their own air defenses inside Syria. Today, Russia's prime minister letting loose on Facebook. That's it, he wrote. The U.S. is on the edge of military clashes with Russia. In Europe, strong support from U.S. allies and in the region across the Sunni Arab world cheering mostly for what the Gulf states see as an attack against Iran too, sending the message the U.S. is willing to use force. For Syrians across the globe, enthusiasm. Finally, the world is stepping in, they say, but don't stop here.
It needs to be followed up by more action. There are other air bases in Syria that the Assad regime uses to target civilians.
And in Israel, support from Prime Minister Netanyahu saying Israel fully supports President Trump's decision and hopes his message will resonate not only in Damascus, but in Tehran, Pyongyang, and elsewhere.
And tonight, Vice President Pence calling Prime Minister Netanyahu to thank him for his support. And here in Jerusalem, high-level discussions, but right now, Israel is watching from a distance. Molly Hunter, ABC News, Jerusalem.
Meanwhile, the Senate confirms Judge Neil Gorsuch as the 113th Supreme Court Justice. Gorsuch's confirmation comes after furious objections from Democrats as Republicans use the so-called nuclear option, needing only 51 votes, not 60, to get Gorsuch confirmed. A Missouri man who goes by the name Lucky has quite the story to tell. Lyndall Lucky Ulmer found himself in the path of destruction when a tornado ripped through Goodman earlier this week. Lucky, a janitor at a local elementary school, was on the job when disaster struck. He took cover in a bathroom. After the storm, he emerged from hiding to piles of rubble.
It's just unreal. I mean, I've never been through anything like that before. Yeah, somebody's watching over me.
Officials say the storm that hit Goodman was an EF2 tornado. Scary stuff to sit through one of those, isn't it?
Yeah, always good to know where your safe place is, whether you be at work or at home or wherever it may be, or even at the mall, wherever it may be. Just make sure you know where that's at. But our weather's going to be perfect this weekend. No weather to talk about besides sunshine, warm temperatures, maybe a little breeze as we get into your Saturday. And we'll talk more about that with your full forecast when we come back.
Here comes the Easter Bunny, and he loves pecans. So KLAX TV is giving away a $200 gift card to Natchitoches Pecans. Just go to our website, our Facebook page, or our Twitter page. Click on the link and register to win. Enter daily through April 10th. Get ready to win from KLAX TV and Natchitoches Pecans.
And welcome back, everyone. A happy Friday to you. Temperatures out there today, very nice across our area. Finally made it back into the mid-70s in most areas, just a couple degrees below where we should be for this time of year. But warmer weather is in the forecast for the weekend. Lots of sunshine expected too. We'll see temperatures back close to 80 on Saturday as temperatures warm up and get back above average, and could see temperatures into the low 80s by the time we get to Sunday. So looking like some great weather across the weekend. Really no complaints as far as any reason to not go outdoors this weekend and enjoy some of the activities going on around the area, as we'll see some sunshine and warmer temperatures here. Now some clouds will increase early next week, and that's ahead of our next weather system that may bring some storm chances into the area by about Tuesday or Wednesday. But even with the storm chances, we're still seeing temperatures pretty warm even into early next week. So here's our surface map then. As we talked about yesterday with high pressure, basically was in Arkansas yesterday, but now you see high pressure's moved down to our southeast over the next 24 hours. That puts us on the warmer side of high pressure, so these warm temperatures we've been seeing in Texas, Oklahoma, parts of New Mexico, along with some breezy conditions too, will finally make their way back in here to central Louisiana. That puts us back into the upper 70s. for high temperatures as we get to Saturday, and probably low 80s for Sunday afternoon. So again, some nice weather here this entire weekend. So here's your day planner as we go through the day on Saturday. 48 degrees as we start out around 7 o'clock in the morning, partly to mostly sunny skies. Back into the mid 70s or low 70s by noon, mostly sunny, about 71. And by 5 o'clock in the afternoon, looking for a high temperature reaching about 78 degrees. South winds about 5 to 10 miles per hour, so really not too bad, but maybe a little breezy in the afternoon. Outside right now, we're enjoying a 73-degree temperature with lots of sunshine across our area. A dew point at 42, so our dew points have been very low lately anyway. That's some very dry air over top of us. North-northwest winds at 8 miles per hour currently, and our pressure is holding steady. You're looking at your high temperatures from today. We've enjoyed the mid-70s in much of the area. I even saw a few upper 70s down to our south. Saw a high of 73 degrees in Monroe today, 75 degrees in Shreveport, 74 degrees here in Alexandria, 75 Lake Charles, and 74 degrees in Natchitoches. It looks like temperatures to get a little bit more warmer tomorrow. We should get at least back close to 80, so we'll add about 5 to 10 degrees to some of these temperatures. That puts us in the upper 70s to low 80s by Saturday afternoon. Before tonight, 47 degrees, mainly clear skies. Again, on the cooler side, south-southeast winds at 5 to 10 miles per hour. We'll go for a high of 78 degrees for your Saturday, mostly sunny skies, and south winds continuing at about 5 to 10 miles per hour. 7-day forecast, 81. The high as we head into your Sunday with mostly sunny skies. A few clouds increase Monday, 79. Do drop back into the mid-70s on Tuesday with a few showers and thunderstorms possibly in the area Tuesday afternoon. And then more sunshine returns for the later part of next week. We get right back into the low 80s once again through Friday of next week. Scott?
Thanks, Chris. The human papillomavirus is the most common sexually transmitted disease in the U.S., but how many of us carry this potentially cancer-causing virus? The answer? More than you think. With more, here's Dr. Timothy Johnson.
We've all heard about the infamous human papillomavirus, or HPV as it's more commonly known. There are many different HPV viruses. Some cause just warts, but others cause cancer in both men and women. But just how widespread is it? Today, the CDC gives us some new numbers, and they're high. About 43% of adults had genital HPV and 7% had an oral form. That's from data gathered between 2011 and 2014. The differences between genders are noteworthy. HPV is more common in men. 45% carry genital HPV, 40% in women. The cancer-causing strains are also more common in men. The HPV vaccine administered in late childhood or early adolescence could be the reason that fewer women have the virus. The vaccine is now recommended for both boys and girls so it can protect them before they become sexually active. The HPV vaccine may close the gap between men and women when it comes to this virus, and higher vaccination rates overall keep everyone safer. With this Medical Minute, I'm Dr. Timothy Johnson.
Coming up, NSU football coach Jay Thomas talks about the progression that his team has made during spring practice. Plus, a La Tech hoopster is looking to take his talents to the next level. That story coming up.
Stay connected with KLAX ABC 31. Visit us online anytime. Get today's top stories and trending topics. Like us on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter. See our pics on Instagram. Watch us on YouTube. And make KLAXTV.com your home for local news and information. Plus, download the KLAX weather app for your smartphone or tablet. Get live current conditions, radar maps, alerts, and more. More ways to stay connected with KLAX TV.
The NSU football team will be wrapping up spring practice tomorrow morning with the 28th annual Joe Delaney Bowl. It's been an offseason of change for the Demons, who welcomed in a new offensive and defensive coordinator. But Coach Jay Thomas said the transition has been smooth.
It's been exceptionally well. It's the guys that come to work every day. Obviously, we still have a long ways to go, but and we only got into our playbook just a little bit. But the attitude, the effort is something we've been talking about, been stressing this whole off season and spring, and it's been really good.
The NASCAR Monster Energy Series will roll through Texas this week for the O'Reilly Auto Parts 500, and the track itself is likely to be the big story heading into the weekend. The 1.5-mile track has been repaved and reconfigured since NASCAR last visited in November. And as with virtually every speedway repave, the racing is likely to change significantly.
I think it's a clean sheet of paper. You can't pick a favorite right now. This anytime there's a reconfiguration, a new asphalt, it's a total game changer. So all of past history is now out the window, and it's like we're coming here for the first time.
Texas normally has been a pretty good place for me. Now with a new Texas, I'm hoping to get the same results. So looking forward to hit the racetrack shortly.
The NBA Board of Governors met this afternoon to discuss some of the biggest issues facing the league today. Now, one of the more heavily debated topics this season has been about teams resting players in big games, an issue Commissioner Adam Silver says will be addressed by the league and the Players Association in the near future.
There emerged from the meeting a shared view that teams should avoid resting multiple players for national TV games, and to the extent rest is possible, there should be a strong preference for resting players at home.
Speaking of the NBA, La Tech junior guard Jacoby Boykins announced that he will declare for the 2017 NBA Draft. The shooting guard was a third-team All-Conference USA selection this past season, averaging 14.5 points per game. He was also a member of the Conference USA All-Defensive Team. Now, Boykins will not hire an agent and will have until May 24th to choose between staying declared or returning to La Tech for his senior year. Day 2 of the Masters just wrapping up. Charlie Hoffman had a little rougher day, too. He shot 3 over, but he's still tied for the lead. Right next to him tied Sergio Garcia and Ricky Fowler. Phil Mickelson lurking not too far behind at even par. Jordan Spieth starting to climb the ladder. He shot 3 under today, so he's also sitting at even par. The cut projected at 6 over, so last year's winner Danny Willett likely to not make the cut. And check out this play from St. Louis. Cardinals taking on the Cubs. Strikeout pitch in the dirt, blocked by Yadier Molina. But he looks down to try to get the baseball to throw it to first. Well, it's not there. Scott, the ball plays a little Houdini, ends up getting stuck to his chest protector. The runner safe at first. All Molina can do is smile. You can say that's one thing in baseball that I've never seen before. So the ball must have had either a little pine tar on it or a little mix of dirt, pine tar.
Little foreign substance of some sort
that got
there,
it to stick. I've never seen that before, but as a player, all you can do is kind of laugh and smile that off.
Either that or some serious static cling.
Right, exactly.
Thanks, Nick.
Yeah.
This next bird is named Einstein, and you might agree this parrot is pure genius. Don't fly the coop. Stick around for this story.
Predators better pray.
Crime Watch Daily airs weekdays at 3 on KLAX TV.
Here's a list of some events you might want to visit on Weekends with 31. Louisiana is ranked as one of the top 5 destinations for fly fishing, and you can learn how to for free at a clinic tomorrow at Booker Fowler Hatchery. Journey Church has an Easter event that features family fun under the big top. That starts tomorrow at noon. You can learn self-defense tomorrow at a workshop at Compton Park, and that also includes kickboxing. Above All tells the story of the life of Jesus Christ. That's being performed tomorrow night at 7 at Pentecostals of Alexandria. Beauty and the Beast is on stage through the weekend at Pineville High with shows starting at 7. Menard's Theater Arts Program stages Bye Bye Birdie this weekend, an award-winning Broadway hit. And City Park Players presents Mrs. Parliament's Night Out this weekend. It's about a woman who decides to spice up her life in this play by Norm Foster. And finally, the Knoxville Zoo's Einstein the Parrot is showing off some impressive impressions.
Can you do a red wolf? How about an owl? The pretty songbirds? How about a rooster? A horse? Good. How about your best friend the skunk? Stinker. Stinker.
Pretty good stuff. Thanks for watching. Have a good night.
When a case seems unsolvable, they see the incredible. Murder, motive, secrets. Bones Weekends.
Watch Bones Weekends on KLAX ABC 31.